Hello, hi, I'm Natalia, and this
And
is...
I'm Afia.
And we're from the Baby Links today. So, Afia, I wanted... Yeah, so I think it's a good thing here. So we're giving advice as midwives, but I want to hear your experience as a midwife and having your children. How was your pregnancy?
Oh my God, yeah.
What happened in your pregnancy, and was it all right, normal?
Oh, no, it wasn't.
Water birth, yeah.
Yeah, I think being a midwife before I had my children, pregnancy wasn't how I imagined it was going to be. I sort of always thought, am I going to be the one that suffers from the acute sickness, or, you know, and I thought, now I'll be all right. Oh, I didn't like it at all. It was really difficult because I suffered from a condition known as Ptyalism, which not many people have heard about. And Ptyalism is basically excessive saliva. So nobody knows what causes it. Some people say it's a bit psychological, but it's quite a distressing and an antisocial condition, because basically what happens is you're constantly over salivate. So your mouth just fills up with saliva, and it's very horrible tasting, which then brings on the nausea. And it's a very antisocial condition because you end up having to spit all the time, spit out the saliva. And when this first came on, I was off sick in the first sort of 6 weeks of my pregnancy because I had the nausea. But then I realised it wasn't actually sickness, it was this horrible hypersalivation, this Ptyalism. And it was a case of, it's horrible. From the minute you wake up in the morning to the minute I went to bed, I just had this hypersalivation, which then brought on nausea. So, it was horrible. So it wasn't actually vomiting, but it was nausea. So smells made me feel really sick. And I remember as a midwife, I used to do clinics and women would talk about, oh, you know, I can't open the fridge, or my husband's aftershave. And I think, oh, okay, fair enough, that's different. And I had the same thing. I couldn't open the fridge because the waft of any food in the fridge made me feel really sick. I had to tell my husband to stop using that certain aftershave. Even certain foods, when they cook, I'd have to go and stand by an open window because your sense of smell becomes so heightened that you smell something, it makes you feel sick. And then it becomes an association as well. So I remember, I don't know if you remember me at work.
I do remember.
Everyone remembers me because of that. I was a coordinator, so I used to go on the ward round with this discreet cup in my pocket, and then I would get the cup out and almost try and look it like I was drinking. But actually, it's horrible to say, I was spitting into the cup because you can't help it. Your mouth fills up with saliva. And I think it's a bit psychological. The more you try and control it, the more it becomes.
And is there anything that you can do about it? Yes, that's kind of,
No, I mean, I'm from my parents, I'm an African woman, and my mum was telling me, try this and try that. And she said these cola nuts and, but that made it even worse. It made it even worse. So I just accepted this was all part of the pregnancy. I'm just going to have to get on with it. So I did. I had it both times. So I had it the first time, you get on with it. So as soon as it happened the second time, I thought, right, this happened again. I just have to get on with it. But a lot of people hadn't heard of it and was like, oh, I've never heard of that. And for some unknown reason, it tends to affect black women more than white women. So I don't know
what's the psychology or hormones.
What's the genetic link that causes black women to suffer more. But I tend to find when I met other black women, they understood the condition, whereas other women hadn't heard of it. Yes, it's a little bit, but I think it's nice to talk about it because it happens.
It increases
and
awareness.
it can be very distressing when you have this condition. Nobody knows about it. How do I handle it? And it is a condition of pregnancy. We know that women suffer from nausea, but that's the other side of it as well.
So that's really interesting. We would like to know and see if you had Ptyalism in your pregnancy. Tell us your story. And or if you have got anything that has helped you, just to be able to help other women as well to relieve the symptoms. So that would be a great idea.
That'd be good. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Yes. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.
Bye.